Alright, so I know that all of us in this world don't have a whole lot of time, so let me start off by summarizing why I'm selling these bumpers, these beautiful bumpers. They're too thick, they're too bulky, and when they're this bulky, you lose a lot of tail clearance, and you probably lose about an inch of tail clearance or more. So going down steep hills, the tail drags sooner, and this is very dangerous for anyone who's riding those type of terrain, in my personal opinion. And so I am getting rid of these fantastic, expensive, beautiful bumpers. They were used by someone else before I got this. The board had 300 miles, so they have 300 miles on them or less. So they're still great condition. So if you live in an area where, you know, it's mostly flat, you're not going up and down hills that are 9 degrees, 16% incline or more, then these are going to be okay. If you're not an aggressive rider, these are going to be fantastic. So if you want to learn more, continue on, and I will demonstrate and show you all of the different features about these bumpers, the good and the bad. When the board is turned on, you can actually see the headlights or taillights through these holes. You can see it brighter there if I touch the sensor. And on the back end, we have the red. And again, those will change color depending on the direction that you're traveling. And in the bottom, we have mirrors to help direct the lighting onto the road. So this is the bottom side. You see this hole here and here. Again on this side and this side. Those are what feed the light to the top. Same thing on the bottom of the board. There's the two 90-degree angle holes filled with whatever material is in those holes to redirect the light visibly to the top of the bumper on the board. Both ends have the mirror. The Carbon-Smith emblem is a sliding door, and behind that is the charge port. It simply slides up and down in this slot here. So you can tell that this is not going to be a waterproof solution, but it'll definitely prevent the majority of water and dust getting in there. The wheels do take some effort to turn. They don't freely spin. This could be due to use and age. So maybe with some lubrication and some care, these wheels can again spin more freely. You can see here that side kicks or any other side protection decals are not going to be compatible with this bumper. The side pieces, so this bumper wraps all the way around, which is fantastic, fantastic protection. But you're going to have to cut your side kicks in order to make them fit. And here you can see some rocks and dirt that over time have gotten in there and stuck to the adhesive, double-sided adhesive that was used to stick the side of this bumper on here. Some outdoor double-sided adhesive from Walmart will probably be a great trick for this. The rear bumper also acts as a handle and a kickstand. I ride a lot of varied terrain, city, small city. So I ride flat, I ride bumpy, I ride dirt, I ride rocks, I ride inclines, I ride declines. And because of the varied terrain, the biggest reason I don't want these bumpers is because the sacrificed ground clearance on the tail. This handle and the bulky protection of the Carbon-Smith bumper has eliminated at least an inch of clearance on the tail, which makes it so I can't go down as steep of hills and be able to control my descent. If you are a city rider or otherwise ride mostly flat terrain, these bumpers are going to be excellent. The visibility from these light emitting holes in the top is especially good for cities, riding at night, being seen a little bit more easily. I found them a little bit distracting the first time I used them, but you know, that's mostly because I've never had lights emitting from the top of my board before. So after about 8 miles on my first ride with it, I wasn't noticing them as much, but right away they were very distracting just because it was different. So yeah, great, excellent bumpers, great idea, but not for me. Also, the way this handle sticks out at the end, it reminds me of the reasons that I gave up my One Tail Plus, which hangs off the back. When I go off of ledges, the One Tail Plus would smack. This is only going to smack even more. It hangs off even more. So speaking of extended tails, these bumpers are an extension. They stick out more than the original bumpers. You can see the wood here. So the back end you get a lot more extension, and the front end just a little bit. These wheels are rather large, even though they take a little bit of force spinning. If you do a nosedive, they're gonna spin. But give them some refresh, some love, make them spin a little better. A lot of the bulk is the handle and stand. You partially agree with what I've been saying and are worried about the clearance. This handle could potentially be removed, and that would get you a little bit more clearance. I'm not sure if it'll give you full clearance or if you'll still lose a little bit because of this nub here and just the overall increased length. I'm about 6 feet tall, so if you're 6 feet tall or taller, it's going to be a little difficult to drag your board without an extension on the handle and keep contact on the ground with the wheels. So you may have to hunch over a little bit. I'm exaggerating right now, but you may need to kind of drop a hip in order to ensure that there's contact with the ground.